In this video, I'm going to share with you why people stay stuck and don't get ahead in life. When I look at somebody like Alice, who is trying to scale her business, but was getting stuck trying to do everything herself and was working 12 to 16-hour days, but then in a few months, she went to working 3 hours a day. She shifted to working 3 hours a day. That tells you that there's more to it than simply trying to work harder, getting more clients, making more sales. That's not the solution. And guess what? She had to hire 2 new people after losing 1 employee, and she was pregnant the whole time. So when you realize how much of a shift she made in that amount of time, what is the cause of that? Well, here's the problem. The problem is resistance. There's inner resistance. There's resistance through beliefs, habits, practices, all sorts of conditioning that wasn't hers, but was from her parents, her teachers, maybe her grandparents. Those are the people that taught her to think the way she thought. She believed that she needed to do everything herself. She believed that she needed to check her employees' work. She believed that she needed to work evenings and weekends to get things done because she was taught that. But by the end, she was only working 3 hours a day. She was taking 2-hour naps. She's pregnant, so it makes sense. But she was taking naps, and she had a team of people managing her business. So in effect, she had a self-managing business. So the shift is from being in resistance mode to receptive mode. And she had to get receptive to the idea of not doing all the work herself. She had to be receptive to that. She also had to be receptive to hiring people, delegating, trusting that they're going to do the work and not screw it up, So she had to trust that, and she had to get into receptive mode that she could have ideal clients coming to her and not say yes to every single opportunity, because that invites people in, and those people are usually a pain. They're called PITAs, a pain in the you-know-what. So you want to invite the kinds of people in to your business, into your life, that can support you, that can help you, and that will pay for your services happily, and that will work with you efficiently. You don't want to have all sorts of people that are causing problems, because that's going to cause more resistance. And it's going to alert beliefs about people being more effective and being more productive, and why aren't they disciplined, and all sorts of inner conflict. So here's the problem, and here's the main problem with that. People have what's called confirmation bias. In psychology, it's called confirmation bias. So once you have someone like Alice had in a problem customer come in, somebody who doesn't work well or who causes a lot of issues and has issues and asks a lot of questions and doesn't respond very well, doesn't communicate well. When you have that kind of person come into your life, and then somebody else like that comes in, that's a confirmation bias. You start confirming that there are people like that in the world, and you can get more of them. You will see more of them. They are out there, and you're trying to avoid them. But truthfully, you're not trying to avoid them. They just need to avoid you. So if you have values, principles, standards that you live by and that you work by and that your team lives and works by, then you don't invite these types of people in. They will not come in. I mean, if you have all sorts of guidelines for people to follow and you ask them at the outset, can you follow these guidelines? And if there's hesitation, they're not ideal. They're going to cause problems. They're not disciplined. They're not determined. They're not focused. So you don't invite them in. So as you can see, there's a lot of different aspects of resistance. And you have to have a combination of 3 things to overcome that. You have to have motivation, which is, what do you want? Why do you want it? What's your purpose? What's your legacy? You also have to have mindset, which is, why you're doing this and how do you do it, and what are the steps to take to get it done, and that you believe in yourself and you trust that you can do it and make it happen, and invite and hire the right people to do it for you. And then you have to also have the method, which is a system for getting it done, not lingering and not waiting, because waiting is a plan. It's just a bad one. So if you have a system for doing it and getting it done, and I have a beautiful system, and I'll put it in the link below. It is the 12-week year system, and this is about taking 12-month projects and breaking them down and doing them in 12 weeks. Very, very impressive system, and it works like a charm. And Alice used it, and many others have used it, and it works amazingly. So again, if you're going to shift from resistance to receptivity, that takes working on this, your mind. This is an information center. It does exactly what you think and believe. Dr. Joseph Murphy says, what we think and feel, we create, and we create what we believe. And if that is true and you agree with that what you think and feel you create, and you create what you believe, then you must start believing in yourself and believe what you want and anticipate it and look for it. It's your future self. It's a new identity. It's something that you really want, you're passionate about, you're motivated. Your heart wants it. It pulls on your heartstrings. And when it pulls on your heartstrings and you know that you can get it because you have the right mindset and you use a system like the 12-week year focused productivity system, then you can accomplish things much, much easier and step through roadblocks. There's roadblocks all the time. You're going to be running up against terror barriers. They're going to terrify you. They're going to cause you to feel fear. They're going to cause anxiety. And fear, by the way, you usually feel it in your stomach, right? That's where you feel it, and you've felt it before, butterflies or something like that. Or, if you've ever been driving and you hear sirens and lights flashing behind you, sometimes you might think they're trying to pull you over, the police, and it's not. It's somebody else. They go right by you, but you feel the anxiety there, the stress of being pulled over and being humiliated and having to pay for that. The most humiliating thing, I think, especially if you're driving your car, is being pulled over and sitting on the side of the road and having all these people drive by and look at you and saying, "Yeah, you got caught," and doesn't feel good. So again, if you want to remove resistance, you have to have a system to do it, and you have to have the mindset and motivation. And once you do, then you can step through all sorts of roadblocks and break through and get to receptivity. You look at people around the world. We look at the Oprah Winfreys and the Richard Bransons and the Tony Robbins and the Martha Stewarts. These people, Lady Gaga, they all are in receptive mode. They know how to receive, and they don't have to even go looking for opportunities or money or anything anymore. It's there, and people bring it to them, and you can have that too. So put this to work and think next time when you go to do something, am I being receptive or am I being resistant? And how can I shift that? All right, speak soon.